Yes, she's just come onto stage, Adam. So music has become very familiar every time she gives one of these speeches. The same music comes on. Let's listen in to what she's got to say.
My dear compatriots, you have allowed me to take part in the second round of the presidential campaign. And it's an honor for me, and I accept it with humility and recognition, appreciation. I'd like to express to you that I'd like to express my most profound gratitude. So the first stage that can allow me to go to the Élysée has been overcome. This is a historical result. And now I have the immense responsibility to defend the French nation, its unity, its security, its culture, its prosperity, and its independence. And at the same time, it can be interpreted as an act of French confidence, that's confident in the future. And there's not a single French person who's realized that the system tried in every which way to stop the major political debate that this election should have been. This major debate is now finally going to take place. The French must seize this historical moment because, after all, what's at stake for this election is wild globalization that endangers our civilization. The French have a very simple choice. Either we carry on the track of total deregulation, without borders, without protection, and therefore that leads to international competition, unfair competition, mass immigration, free circulation of terrorists, and that is where money is king. Or you'll choose France with borders that protect our employment, our purchasing power, our security, our national identity. And so therefore you have the choice, an alternative choice, not the one that actually saw governments follow one another without any change. What I suggest is a major alternative, in fact, the fundamental difference which will establish another policy, other faces in power, and the renewal. Of course, it's not with François Hollande and all the failures of this catastrophic 5 years that this will take place overnight. So now we have to free the French people, the whole of the French people. We mustn't forget, in fact, our French people abroad who, in fact, have also expressed their support. So now it's my responsibility to free the French people of arrogance who want to dictate its behavior, because, yes, I am the candidate of the people. And so therefore I'd like to launch an appeal to all patriots, wherever they come from, whatever their origin, whatever their past, and whatever they voted in the first round. Join me and please get out of old fights and misunderstandings, because after all now you have to think about the country, and that's what really is essential. That's what's at hand, survival of France. So I'd like to call for national unity behind our project of renewal, and we'll receive everybody. On the 8th of August, Casablanca reminded us that the grandeur of a people can only come from that people. And that principle, during the 1,500 years of its history, has made France. And that's a principle that I will introduce, gathering the French people, and that can only be done out of love for France. Long live the French people. Long live the Republic. Long live France.
Well, fairly short and sweet there from Marine Le Pen, and a rendition there, in case you didn't recognise that rather tuneless version of the Marseillaise, a regular feature at Front National rallies. Sky's Mark Stone is there. Mark, what did you pick out from that victory speech, in as much as she's into the next round from Marine Le Pen?
Well, the bits of it sounded almost as if she'd won the second round. She talked about having an immense responsibility to defend the French nation. She posed in very simple terms the choice that the French people now have in the second round, her against Emmanuel Macron. She says what is at stake is wild globalization, either total deregulation, mass immigration, the free circulation of terrorists. She's bringing in there all the themes that matter to French people, the economy and security and terrorism. It's either that, she said, or vote for her and you get a France of borders, a France that protects people. Worth remembering that a Marine Le Pen presidency would rip up Schengen, would remove France from Schengen. That would mean that you would have closed borders. Every time you pass into France, wherever you come into it from, there would be a border post that you would have to go through. A very, very stark difference from what is the status quo. I thought the end of what she said was very interesting. She said, I appeal to all patriots, wherever you come from, whatever your background. Put aside all misunderstandings and think about our country. I wonder if that is a quite clear reference to the baggage that the Le Pen brand still holds for many, that it is for many a racist party that defends racism. Well, she said, as the foreign affairs spokesman for the Front National said to me a few moments ago, these are just cliches, they are not the reality. The National Front, so they want to say now, is a...
Whatever the case.
Perhaps to a gentler age, and their Olive candidate came fourth tonight, speaking.
Don't know about the peril that's imposed on human civilization, and the two do not once again take into consideration the most elementary social aspects with regard to the country. Whatever the case, and whatever they are, when the results, the official results will be known, we will respect them. I cannot say nor do more at the moment. Every single one of you knows what your duty is. And so therefore,
For the Times,
social aspects with regards to social.
Seeing now Jean-Luc Mélenchon, he was the far-left candidate, came fourth tonight, speaking.
Don't know about the peril that's imposed on human civilization, and the two do not once again take into consideration the most elementary social aspects with regard to the country. Whatever the case, and whatever they are, when the results, the official results will be known, we will respect them. I cannot say nor do more at the moment. Every single one of you knows what your duty is. And so therefore, I will accept what you decide. I have not received any mandate from the 450,000 people who decided to vote for me. They have not asked me to express myself in their place on what's to follow. So therefore, they will have to express themselves, and the result of that will become public.
Mon beau pays, ma belle patrie,
this beautiful country, my beautiful country, homeland, and all of you, we can be proud of what we've done and what we've carried out. We are a strength, and we're enthusiastic. So I'd like to ask you to stay together and to stay in movement, and I'd like you to be a movement, because after all, the challenges that we're faced with and that we have mentioned without hiding any of the difficulties that are likely to arise in order to solve them, these challenges remain to be dealt with. And those who today pretend that they're going to demonstrate all of you have already demonstrated that they were incapable of doing so. So in the time to come, in the days to come, there will be a question of conscience, and it's a question of your personality. And so, dear people, beloved homeland, you are going to have to deal with a very new morning that will arise. So loyalty to the Republic, to freedom, equality and fraternity. Long live the Republic, long live France.
Well, that would be. And so I imagine most of the people in that room think they are looking at the next president of France.
Yeah, and I have to say the polls all the way through the latter part of the election did say that if Macron and Le Pen went up against each other, he would beat her by 60 to 30, 60 to 40